F-I-E-L-D, Dangerfield.
All right there. I've got a clip from an Australian TV politics show called Q&A. It's an all-female panel and presenter talking about how oppressed women are. I saw this clip on Alistair Williams' channel and I just thought I've got to chip in. This is insanity. It's worth a watch. Thank you to everyone who supports this channel financially. Links in the description. I got banned from PayPal. Most of my videos get demonetized. It would help no end if you threw $1 a month at me. Anyway, let's check out the women. Whoa, that weren't meant to happen. Try again. Here we go.
No, we've got many questions to get through, and
trying to bring about significant change. When is aggression and violence a better option than assertiveness, strong arguments, and modelling the behaviour you expect of others?
Right, so when is violence to be used above rational debate?
Ashton?
When none of that other stuff works.
A perfect answer. When the debate is over, when there's no engagement, when you can't get anywhere with talk, yes, you enter a state of war, which is, in truth, a hideous thing. It's, I think it was Marx, bless him, who said that war is man is least efficient. And that's a good answer. When there's no more to be got out of dialogue, things get violent. Good, great start.
It's as simple as that?
Yep.
Of course it's as simple as that, but oh no, because this is feminism.
I have a great answer for this that a lot of people do not like. I want patriarchy to fear feminism.
Patriarchy to fear feminism. So this sort of amorphous thing, patriarchy, the great undefined, it can feel, it can fear. Patriarchy can fear. Amazing.
And there is a chapter in my book on...
There's a chapter in my book, published to 2019. Yeah, you can buy it online now.
Violence. There is a chapter on my book about white women who voted for Trump and white women who accept crumbs from patriarchy.
It's just immediately it goes into the bizarre and wonderful imagination of feminism. There's a chapter in my book about white women who accept crumbs from the patriarchy.
Because they allow their whiteness to trump their gender.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. You've got to see you Trump voting women, you evil women who previously voted for Obama for 2 terms. Yeah, you've let your whiteness trump your gender. I don't even know what that means. Again, it's like Christopher Hitchens on religion. It's not even wrong. This argument is not even wrong because it does not engage with an understandable process of debate. Everyone's just confused. Look at her comrade to her right. Just what a... Just say that again.
I'm fully aware of this. But
the face of modern man. Absolutely just... Oh.
At the end of the day, even those white women have to recognize that nothing protects them from patriarchy.
Nothing protects them from the endless onslaught of being on a talk show on national television.
Nothing.
Nothing.
For me, as a feminist, the most important thing is to destroy patriarchy. And all of this talk about how if you talk about violence, you're just becoming like the men. My question...
You're just becoming like the men. The men. Look at this one. Oh, I wasn't sure it was going to go this way. I don't know if I've necessarily aligned myself with a rational discourse.
So your question is a really important one, but I'm going to answer it with another question. How long must we wait for men and boys to stop murdering us?
How long are men going to wait for women to stop murdering us? I mean, it happens occasionally, so, you know, that's kind of all of us, surely. Surely it's all of us. What the terms that these arguments are framed in are so void of specifics, so void of any sort of tangible reality that you could actually develop some kind of dialectic argument that could perhaps offer some answers. It's just a fantasy. How long are we going to stop? How long are we going to wait until men and boys stop murdering us? I mean, is anyone there being murdered? Now that makes me sound stupid. I mean, are you being murdered right now? What a ridiculous question to ask. But yeah, yes, because I'm arguing with a fool, and so a fool I become. Because that's what I'm left with. What? Hang on, what is that? Is that television studio like just chaos at the moment? Is it carnage in there? Is it? Are you holding the men axing everyone just out of shock? Can we not see that? Just like an almost dreamlike level of fantasy.
To stop beating us and to stop raping us.
Look at the woman in the background on the left. And the bloke, the broken man on the right. He's spent his life working hard to protect his family. The bird on the far right, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon. That geezer there has worked his whole life, probably looked after a family, literally broken his back to provide and protect them. And now he's being told that there's people waiting until he'll stop murdering and raping them. What the fuck? It's so insulting. It's so ungrateful. The incredibly successful societies that we have created, that we have formed and maintained around a patriarchal understanding of family, which is very different from the patriarchy, and these ungrateful bitches dare stand there and demand to know, when are we going to stop being murdered and raped? Like, just absolute victims.
How many rapists must we kill?
I don't know the answer to your absurd proposition.
Not the state, because I disagree with the death penalty.
Oh yeah, no, how many rapists must we kill? Not the state. I disagree with the death penalty. I'm talking about red-haired, over-presented, face furniture, caked in makeup feminist lunatics, rounding them up, tying them up, putting them on crosses and setting them on fire in the town square.
And I want to get rid of incarceration.
Oh, and I mean, how long have we got to wait for men to stop raping and murdering us? I mean, I want to get rid of incarceration. So first things first, let's get all the murderers and rapists out of prison, because we can teach them poetry. There's slam poetry sessions we can do, knitting we can do. There's other sorts of courses we can take them through, which, that'll sort them out. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Let's have all the rapists and murderers running around the streets. Because are you going to sort that out? Because you're not too happy with the way it's being done at the moment, and your plan is exactly?
And I'm with you on the police. So I want women themselves. As a woman, I'm asking, how many rapists must we kill?
What? Look at the face of feminism. Just take a moment to look at it. Terrifying, isn't it? Insane, hysteric, psychotic insanity.
Until men stop raping us.
So
Look at that face. There you go. The arrogance, the smug arrogance of someone who since school and then through a 3 years of a bachelor's degree and then 2 years of a master's degree, probably a useless gender studies doctorate, has just been pumped full of this bullshit and can now just repeat it and spout it out at will, regardless of context, regardless of question. A man asked about when is violence justifiable, essentially, and she's talking about how many rapists should we kill? Not the state, me and my friends. I mean, her life is so bad on a national television panel, published author. So oppressed.
Mona, them's fighting words. Spectator Australia is already saying Mona's promoting violence. That's what you're doing?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm saying that violence has been owned by the state. That violence has been given by the state to its police. That violence has been allowed to continue unchecked, mostly, by men, especially privileged men. So exactly how long do
Ah, that's very interesting there. By men, especially privileged men. So you are suddenly making a very important distinction. You've just hit us with a hashtag not all.
I have to wait to be safe?
Okay,
And when I
let me
say
ask
to...
The sense of entitlement is also interesting. How long does she have to wait to be safe? We are all within a state of relative safety. Guess what? It's not utopia. There are nutters out there, and you know what? They're not all men. Do you know that? Have you seen the levels of domestic abuse in lesbian relationships? Yeah, they're the highest. Lesbian abuse is higher than heteronormative relationships. It's higher than men and women. It's higher than men and men. Oh, the lesbians are tearing each other's eyes out. These people exist out there. So how long have we all got to wait until we can be safe? It's not something you can... It's not an a priori of existence to be utterly and 100% absolutely safe. Because so many other sacrifices would have to be made to ensure 100% safety. Thankfully, we are not that stupid that we have prioritised an absolute state of safety over the rest of our culture. Because that is when we become a Clockwork Orange. And that's what that movie's about. At what cost do we have absolute safety? When we're all in little boxes plugged into a screen, food being injected into our backs. But it's different for you because you're a victim. And that's why you are absolutely obsessed with this point, because you've got nothing else.
Murray,
There's a hierarchy of safety too.
There's a hierarchy of safety too, sure.
Obviously, people of colour, disabled people, etc.
Murray,
There's a hierarchy of safety. Yes, there is. Yes, there is, because people with more money have got more choices. And when you've got more choices, you can be safer in some situations. Of course you can. And so that is something to work towards. That is something to try and achieve. This is part of the reality of the natural order and always has been. But then she drops in, black people and disabled. What? What? So I'm not disabled and I'm not black. I wonder if I'm as safe as Barack Obama. I wonder how that hierarchy is suddenly turning out, you absolute moron.
Murray, what do you think of that answer? How do you feel about this?
I guess there's two things. One is there's a lot of smashing and destroying.
Yes.
But what's the alternative?
Yes, there is. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's my marvellous road to redemption.
So
The alternative
that's
is a
one thing.
world where I'm not raped and murdered.
You're not being raped or murdered now. What are you talking about? Get out of these insane... I've done a master's degree in cultural studies, and I know how this stuff is taught. I know how I understand her whole angle, and it's so immature, lacks sophistication. Just it's heavy, it's heavy. It's effective, but it's without substance. It's without a necessary specificity to make it relevant in a debate.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. It's
Sure. Yeah, you agree with it. That, yeah. No, you don't.
a good start. The other thing is too, if you think about bullying begets bullies. So violence begets violence.
I think that might be bearing actually on his shoulder.
Is what I'm seeing. So
Let me bring Jess in on that about the, violence begets violence.
Well, it's interesting. I think if anyone's shocked by what Mona's suggesting, you just have to look back to history and a certain faction of the suffragettes in the early 20th century, they used violence. They thought what they were fighting was a civil war between.
Right, so this is what you're saying. Let's go. Let's just turn to violence. You're forgetting something here though, because if you're saying the feminists in their campaign against the mythical patriarchy should turn to violence, there's a problem, because the people you're going to be attacking are going to be, I'm thinking, a little bit stronger than you. It's almost as if argument and debate will actually put you in a stronger position. Because if it's going to get physical, I reckon I could take on that whole panel in one go. And there you go. I have no fear over a physical fight with all of the women on that panel. Good luck with your fighting.
Between the sexes, they
Check her out.
fighting was a civil
Check her
war
out that way.
between the sexes.
Staring into the ether of a lost rationality.
They smashed windows.
Hey, the suffragettes, they smashed windows. Whoa, on top.
One suffragette actually went up to a young Winston Churchill in 1909 and whipped him with a horsewhip at a railway station. I mean, there was...
Oh yeah. Well done for running up to Winston Churchill and whipping him. In what world does that get an applause? Or in what world is that a relevant point? I mean, the barking mad feminists.
Someone likes that. Winston
Yeah, they're all laughing. Can you imagine if I was on that panel and I went, I mean, a long time ago, a man actually ran up to Germaine Greer and whipped her with a horsewhip. And there was a flutter of applause and I went, someone likes it. And all the men on the panel went, ha 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 ha. How do you think that would go down? It wouldn't even happen. No way would anyone risk treading on that. But on here, it's not even noticed. The violence against men is smiled at. Look at their faces. From the far left, laughing. The redhead, laughing. That one, laughing. Someone whipped Winston Churchill. Oh, someone likes it. It reminds me of that Bobbitt case. Do you remember that John Wayne Bobbitt, I think it was? He was an abusive husband. Unpleasant. What an arsehole. And in the end, his wife, while he was asleep, chopped off his penis. She chopped it off, drove away and threw it into a field. She was on some talk show. It weren't Oprah, but something like that. And she come on and she said, I chopped off my husband's penis. Got a standing ovation. Can you, again, imagine it the other way round? Which you wouldn't get, because men aren't arseholes. Men aren't hysteric, psychotic, evil lunatics. Oh yeah, my wife, she was really horrible to me, so I chopped her tits off. Hey!
Churchill did a lot of shitty things. That was...
She just justified it. Winston Churchill did a lot of shitty things. Yeah, all right, so it's fine.
For a faction, a violent movement. And the only thing that stopped their militancy was World War I. If it hadn't been for World War I, there's no telling what might have happened, because they were fighting for their lives.
And World War I was violence.
Hang on, Mona.
World War I is violence by men against men.
Mona, hang on 1 second. Let's have...
It's never the ideal. It's never the first thing to go to. But,
There's a small voice of reason amongst everything else. No, it's never the first thing to go to, elven ears.
Slave rebellions. I mean, there are many causes where people have resorted to violence as a way to finally break through and get heard and achieve what we need. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
I think if I can just jump in, Mona.
Since her original point when she said it's the last resort, everything else has been nonsense. Just scary old women.
So I'm thinking, I just want to bring this conversation back to
Nice Tash.
the land that we're on, Australia, whatever. Like, we live in a colonial state, and I think for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, we are living in a constant state of duress.
A constant state of intoxication from alcohol, that's right.
We experience violence from so many different types of systems. We experience it interpersonally. When you say violence begets violence, there's something kind of, it's almost sounding like it's like a level playing field, which it's not. It's absolutely not. So I think if you're defending yourself, then I think I'm surprised. I wonder what our kind of tipping point in Australia is going to be when people are going to start burning stuff.
Burning stuff. I mean, I was with her then. Absolutely making sense. Until the tipping point when they start burning stuff. Who? Why? What? Just this general sense of oppression, this general sense of being victims, this general sense that society hasn't helped me, society hasn't looked after me, the government's not big enough, I want to be looked after, I don't like hierarchies, I want to eradicate competition, blah, 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 blah. When are we going to start burning stuff?
I look forward to it.
She looks forward to it. But the burning of things. Again, a man on there. When are we going to start burning things? I look forward to it. There'll be no laughter. There'll be no hysteric cackling from the coven. There would be absolute fear.
Well, Mary's question was when is a better offer than assertiveness, strong arguments, and modelling the behaviour you expect of others?
I think, who's that bloody quote, like appealing to your oppressor?
Audrey Lorde.
I know, I went to school. No, I read Bell Hooks too. Just what are these bizarre children? Look, it's like it's a game show. Question 4. Who said when you're appealing to your oppressor? I know.
Asante Shakur.
Asante Shakur. It was Asante Shakur.
No one has ever gotten their right or their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of their oppressor.
Oh, you think so, do you? You can say that for sure. No one has ever got their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of their oppressor. Ever. Okay, again, another non-specific platitude of absolute nonsense, which fills the minds of young women with the belief in this bullshit. It's just this wizardry.
It's fascinating for me that men...
You just keep speaking over that native Australian woman and everyone else. Have you noticed the woman who has adorned herself with so much attention-seeking garb is also dominating this? Yeah, it's weird how those hierarchies appear, isn't it? It's weird how people can stand out within a group intentionally in various forms. Yeah, I mean, this is so equal, yeah.
Constantly ask, you don't want to become like us,
Okay,
so don't use violence.
Let's know to finish.
So
your
I'm
point.
thinking
And the presenter, can this one have a go?
In a colony, we live in a colony. Like, we've tried for 230 plus years to appeal to the colonisers' morality, which just doesn't seem to exist. So I think violence is okay. Because,
Well, you think violence is okay, and yet you're complaining that your oppressors aren't listening to you and that they've been violent to you. Violence is okay. They're getting what they want out of it. Can you not see the incredibly... It's a glowing, effervescent internal contradiction in essentially your only point. And violence is okay. All right, well, good. We'll stay on the end of it.
If someone's trying to kill you, you know, there's no amount of, oh, but I'm really clever, you know, I'm really articulate. No amount of that is going to save you. So
It's a tricky.
You could get 6-year-old girls and transcribe this conversation and then get them to act it. And you wouldn't know that these were the words of adults. You would not know that this was that this stuff was said by supposedly educated, intelligent, adult and mature women. You'd believe it was theirs. If someone's trying to kill you, there's no level of words and saying you're clever, because kill them back and burn things down.
burn stuff.
I think that's a really good point.
See, she just made a joke out of her own comment again. Burn stuff.
You're watching a special.
Nice one, like the Joker. Look at it again. Watch her say burn stuff again.
Really articulate. No amount of that is going to save you. So
It's a tricky.
let's burn stuff.
I think that's
Burn stuff.
a really good point. Moment to go to our next question.
There you go. The church of feminism, at which these lunatics pray and become dumb.
Thank